Welcome back, folks. I have a special episode for you today. I'm going to be going over one of my decks. I'm going to be doing Thor's Hammers today because Thor's Hammer is probably my more requested one. I do have my Murloc deck, but I can show all these at a later time. So basically, this deck does take inspiration from a Redditor. I don't remember his name, unfortunately. I'll try to put it in the description so that I can give proper credit to him. The majority of this deck does belong to him, except a couple changes at the late game, mostly because I don't have all the cards necessary for to make that deck, because the deck does make a lot of sense. So let me start from the beginning. Basically, this deck is built around Divine Shield, around buffing up my Blood Knight. Every time he comes out, gains plus 3/3 for each shield lost. It's based around protecting key cards that can do a lot of damage, like using taunt minions for Knife Juggler, putting Divine Shields on them so they can survive longer, and eventually getting to the point where you have cards like Hogger and the Beast and Tyrian Fordring, which do a ton of damage and provide a huge amount of synergy for your deck. Now, the basic cards I have in here are my secrets, so just Hand of Protection, Noble Sacrifice, and Redemption. All these cards either protect my cards, make them survive longer, or bring them back to life for redemption. And they're wonderful cards. They can be used on anything. It's great. Anyways, to move on, I've got my low minion cost cards for 1 and 2s. I've got my Argent Squire, and then I've got my Argent Protector, Knife Juggler. All of these are great beginning card drops. Say you start second, turn 3, you play your coin, you can put out your Knife Juggler, and then bring out your Argent Protector, and you put his shield on the Knife Juggler. The Knife Juggler procs its special ability, dealing 1 damage directly to whoever's on the field, or the enemy itself, and you've got some pretty good damage out already, and you're set up for a good beginning. Continuing on to the early to mid game, you got Sword of Justice, my Blood Knight, Scarlet Crusader. All these cards are meant to either doing something very specific or to build up ramp into mid-game. Scarlet Crusader is built to be ramped up for mid-game, so you can buff up Blood Knights or just trying to do a lot of damage for a cheap card that has Divine Shield. Sword of Justice is a great card for any part of the game. It's whenever you summon a minion, give it +1/+1, and this loses 1 durability. That means you can do that 5 times. And so, if, say, I put this card out, later on I do that same combo with Knife Juggler and Argent Protector, I bring out my Knife Juggler, he becomes a 4/3 monster, and then my Argent Protector becomes a 3/3. And you can continue to put out really, really strong creatures, and it's great. So let's move on. To mid-game, we've got True Silver Champion. I only have one of these in my deck. It's a good card, especially for dealing direct damage or trying to clear the board for some of your weaker minions. Consecrate, pretty typical. It's a board wipe. And then I go on to my Silverhand Knight. Silverhand Knight is an amazing card for the cost. You're paying 5 for a 4/4 creature who summons a 2/2. Now, if you have a Knife Juggler out on the field, this can be huge as the Knife Juggler procs twice. I've been in a game before where at the very beginning, I was able to get 2 Knife Jugglers behind Hand of Protection and my Argent Protector. So both of them were shielded. I then procced Silverhand Knight, and you get 2 damage out right there. It's amazing. Anyways, so we continue to what I kind of consider the end game for this deck. The end game kind of ends at 6 mana. You have your Argent Commander, which is a huge card. Charge, Divine Shield, wonderful. You can also give it again another turn. So say it dies and you use Redemption on it. It comes back with its shield and it can go straight for the kill. The next I have is my Hogger card. Hogger is the best card in the game. It's situational, right? I mean, certain decks probably wouldn't use it, but in terms of what you pay for and what you get, the cost to the value, in my opinion, is the best in the game. So you pay 6, you get a 4/4 monster. It's not really a Hogger that you're looking for. It's the 2/2 gnolls that spawn with Taunt every time your turn ends. So if you can protect Hogger long enough with either Hand of Protection, with Argent Protector, or bringing it back even with Noble Sacrifice, or excuse me, Redemption, or protecting it with Noble Sacrifice, it becomes a ridiculous board where you've got gnolls everywhere with Taunt and there's nothing that they can do. Anyways, so let's move on. Sunwalker, generic tank minion. It's good. It absorbs damage, and that's about all there is to it. Now, the Beast is one of the cards that I mentioned before that doesn't belong in this deck exactly. I wanted to replace it with Cairn Bloodhoof. Let me pull that up. Cairn. Did I spell that right? No. Oh, I'm sorting by my cards. Let's do... Okay, there we go. So, I don't own this card, obviously, because I can click on this option, but he is a 6 for 4/5. Now, while that's not incredibly impressive, his death rattle for a 4/5 creature is. So, if he dies, you're paying 6 for 2 4/5 minions. Now, you match that with Redemption, and the best part about it is if Cairn Bloodhoof dies with Redemption, then it comes back and it can summon Bane Bloodhoof again, which is out of this world. So right now I'm sitting with the Beast because it does have a similar effect. It summons a 3/3 Finkel Einhart for your opponent. Now, it helps, but I would rather give it my opponent a 3/3 and resurrect a 10/6 minion, just because it's absolutely, it's a big heavy hitter. It's one of the I think it is one of the heaviest hitters in the game, outside of like Deathwing. So he's up there in the top tier. Anyway, so my final 2 cards, Lay on Hands. It's an amazing card. A few games ago I was playing against a Druid. I emptied my hand. Druids like to pull a lot of cards, and yeah, so I pulled 6 additional cards from using Lay on Hands, as well as bringing myself back up from the brink, and I won. It was a great game. Anyways, so Tyrian Forging is an amazing card. I guess it would say that this is the legendary for the Paladin deck, as it's very much Paladin inspired. If you know your lore from Warcraft, then this guy probably is special. Anyway, it's enough RP. He's an 8 for a 6/6. He has Divine Shield, Taunt, and a Death Rattle. And when he dies, he equips a 5/3 Ashbringer, meaning you can swing for 15 damage after 3 turns if you wanted to. That is half of a champion's health, which is insane. So that is a great card. Anyways, this is my Thor's Hammers deck. I really enjoy it. So let us go ahead and try to put it to some good use. Hopefully I don't... I get a good hand this time. So let's go ahead and see what we can play with. I don't know how long this video's been running so far. I don't really care. I don't mind. Most of the videos I've had lately with Hearthstone have been short because I've been wanting to put out quick fights, start to finish, and, ones that people can watch in one sitting and just be content. I don't know if you guys want to see longer videos. I could possibly do it, but... Okay, so this deck, this hand isn't that good. These are good cards individually, but... unfortunately, they don't help me in the beginning. A little bit better, but still bad. I'm going to have to pass my turn. So, okay, thanks, Tyrian. Usually, you don't get the big heavy-hitting cards off the beginning just because you do have a lot of early and mid-ramp. But, so I guess I just got unlucky here. Next turn, I can bring out my reinforcement. Looks like he is playing his coin for a Loot Hoarder. Okay. That's okay. So I do have Sword of Justice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play this one. My guess is he will either kill it with his Firebolt, or Fire Blast, excuse me, and then just swing at me for 2, or he'll kill himself. Okay, he's not going to do that. So I thought he might want to kill himself to get the Death Rattle, because that's the main reason why you have that card in your hand. So again, I don't really have a strong hand. What I might consider... No. What do I want to do? Do I want to take the damage and then summon 2/2s? Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to have to take damage this turn. So this card gives me +1/+1 for each minion I summon. So technically I could have next turn a 4/4, even though that would be kind of not really the best way to use a Blood Knight. But if you get kind of stuck in the game like this, where you don't have much that you can do, you may have to make some sacrifices. So, okay, again, nothing really. So let's go ahead and pull him out. He will become 4/4, and I'm going to give him the Divine Protection. And let's go ahead and end this. So this card is best used when you use it to attack. I'm pretty sure it loses 1 durability. I think. I'm not 100%, but at this particular point, I don't want to test it just because I am behind in cards. So, anyways, next turn, I can summon my Silverhand Knight, which is a good card. It's like I said before, it's a very good card. He has a lot of cards in his hand. He has 8. If this guy were to die, he would draw 1, and if in his next turn, he could technically he would have max cards. He would be at 10. So that would have been ideal if I still had my Divine Favor card, but that's just how it is. Water Elemental. That was a good card. I don't know if I'd have it right now, but okay. So, okay, well, I can't equip both of those at the same time. Let's go ahead and bring you out. Get some... Bring out another one. Good job.
Ready, sir.
Now, I have the option here to go straight for him so I don't lose damage, but I do get frozen. Well, actually, no, that's the... Well, do I count against that? I don't know. Huh. Let's find out. Okay, well, I didn't take damage because I had the Divine Shield on me, so that was good. I would prefer... I mean, he's probably going to attack me next turn. We're going to see what's going to happen. I would prefer a Consecrate so I can get rid of these without having to do too much, but he's probably going to... Okay, well, he can kill a lot now. Unless he has a second Arcane Explosion. Damn! He's probably going to get rid of my Blood Knight now with either one of his cards. He can actually take out my 2 big guys. Yep. That's what I see him doing. So, now they're gone. Next turn, I can bring out my Argent Commander and go straight for the... Or I could do that. Shit. No. Argent Commander. Gotta think about that. It's now a 5/4 monster because of my wonderful weapon.
If you insist.
And, yeah, next turn... Let me see. What do I want to do next turn? I can bring him out. See, I'll have 6. 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I'll have 7. I could bring out my Knife Juggler and then summon a Reinforcement. And then next turn after that, I would be at 8. Which technically I could bring out Tyrian Forge Ring or my True Silver Champion and whatever, excuse me, what other cards I get in between then. I'm not sure what kind of deck this mage is running. I'm guessing it's a direct damage deck. He could be hitting me now with a Fireball. Frostbolt. Okay, well, that sucks. I have 1 health left on both of those minions. The Beast. I could play the Beast. Do I want to play the Beast? That would definitely be fodder for his sheep, but I'd rather not. So let's play him. And then summon a Reinforcement. That'll activate his ability. And there we go. Okay, so we are vulnerable to AoE right now because we all have 1 health. Next turn, depending on what goes on, I'm probably going to summon Tyrian simply because of his taunt ability. What do you have? Oh, he's going to use that. Okay. And that will take pressure away from a Knife Juggler, assuming he doesn't kill it this turn. He's going to draw 2 more cards. Jesus Christ. 9 cards. Okay, so he's got that. He's got 1. I don't think he can do anything else with 1 mana because he did use his Arcane Explosions. Okay. So, what I could do is bring out the Beast and give Divine Protection to my Knife Juggler. No. I think I'll just do this. I need a taunt on the sheet. Oh, a taunt on the field. Took care of that. 6 straight damage. Next turn, we are in lethal damage range. My guess is he's been saving a sheep, which would be ideal for Tyrian. Yep, there we go. So, he's taking care of that. We are no longer in kill range. Frostbolt, he's dead. So, next turn, I'm going to bring out the Beast. He still has 1 more potential. No, I'm bringing out Hogger. So, let's see. 4, 6. No, I can't bring out both of those. Let us bring out Hogger. And then give him a Divine Shield. And then bring out a Reinforcement. Because the reason why I brought out Tyrion originally was to get a taunt creature. Now I've got a taunt creature because of my Null. Now, my sheep, unfortunately, I think if Tyrion gets sheeped and then it dies, I don't get the Death Rattle. Because the Death Rattle is the most important thing. Well, not the most important, but one of the most important. And you can't target that. What? Can he? Fuck. Okay, well, he had both. So now that he's done both, I thought he would have to go through my taunt, but I guess not. So he still couldn't beat me because it didn't matter. Next turn, I could have brought out my beast. And, I mean, I had too many creatures rolling. He was playing on defensive the entire time because just this deck is awesome. Anyways, folks, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of my Thor's Hammers deck. I will make sure to give credit to the guy that created this deck in the description below. Thank you all, and have a good one.